Schools are so busy doing, the basic academic subjects that sometimes things like music and other arts don't get as much attention. And sometimes it's going to be something like music that's going to spark a kid's interest in a way that maybe some other subjects don't. And I've certainly seen many examples where music and other arts really help, get teens excited about going to a program like the Youth Center and stuff like that. So I think having a dedicated space for creating and learning about music is very exciting.
Milford has this great music culture within the community. Anything from popular music to orchestra music starts in our schools and carries on when people are out of school. And I think this is just another great way to integrate music into our community.
Music is kind of something that draws a lot of our students. It excites them, it allows them to be creative. So I think it's something that it kind of permeates the Milford community. We have a number of groups, community groups, even outside of the schools, that are engaged in music, whether it's through performing arts or Claflin Hill. I think music is a critical piece to the Milford community, and I think there's a lot of students, and it kind of goes across generations.
So I've had anxiety for 20-something years, right? When my mother passed away many years ago, I developed anxiety. So therapeutically, music has been almost like therapy to me. In situations where I, had struggled with anxiety over the years, music had always been the place where I went to, feel like I could relax. And it's still like that. So a lot of times, the benefit, what music means to me, not only from a creative element and a creative outlet, which in a lot of sense is also very true, because you have the ability to, either burn off some steam playing songs and having fun with your friends, but you also have the creative outlet of writing and socializing that music. So if you have messages you want to say, if you have feelings you want to impart, you can do that through music as a vehicle. But like I had said, even in some of my worst times, music has always helped me cope and has always helped me gain clarity and actually get through some of the hardest times I've ever been through.
My heart leads back to you.
I'm not afraid to share that with people. So when I run into kids that struggle, I recommend music because I really feel, of course, if they have deeper issues, they need to see or get proper therapy. But on its surface, if you have issues, music, even if you're not a musician, music itself is very therapeutic and can help, with coping and dealing with situations. From even if you're very happy to, the opposite of that, music has a way to, kind of hold on to those emotions and help you process them.
As a young boy, I was a basketball player and a football player, and my coaches told me that my eye-hand coordination would be improved greatly if I learned how to play the piano. And I said, I don't want to play the piano, and they kind of pushed me into it, and my mother bought a piano, and I played the piano for 11 years. And I have to tell you that it's one of the most enriching things in my life. I always liked listening to music, all kinds of music, but it was very different when I learned to play an instrument. And it actually did help with my eye-hand coordination, and it gave me a much better shot from the key when I was playing basketball. So they were right. It did improve my coordination, but more importantly, it helped me to become a more well-rounded person.
Music has a number of very positive impacts for youth. Students who are engaged in music programs tend to do better in school. They perform better in mathematics. They're able to let loose creatively. I think it builds thinking. there's so many benefits to music that and I'm a big supporter, and I'd love to see that program come together at the youth center.
One of the reasons I push and advocate for kids to be involved in music is not only are there cognitive net benefits, meaning that, you know, we all know that, you know, music increases brain activity, increases cognitive behavior, increases test scores and, you know, and acumen. But the social relationships that you gain, even at a young age to any age really, is just immeasurable. When you get together and you play, everything else kind of falls off. You know, socioeconomic, you know, bearings fall off, where you're from, where I'm from. I mean, it's just a universal language, and it's people getting together because of the love of music, and you end up developing relationships from that.
Well, anything that fosters the development of music is a positive for the community. I think it's good for the kids. I think it's good for the community. It will give the community a place to appreciate music. I think it's you know, a good thing all around. I can't see any negatives to it at all.
So music doesn't have to be finite. A lot of times kids play sports. Sports stop after 8th grade. Sports stop after high school. You can, you know, music's forever. You know, Les Paul died at what, 92, 93? Used to play a gig every Tuesday at Fat Tuesdays, right? So you can have that in your life as long as you want to have it in your life, and you're never too old or too young to really start. So I think those are some of the real value adds I think that music brings to not only the community but also to people in general.